I think I've mucked up big time. And I put the drill in. So last time I was out bush, I was winding the legs in, and this back one here, which is not on there anymore, just kept on spinning around. It was up but still spinning. This is a short video just describing what I experienced with my stabiliser leg, and I thought it might help. I'm no expert, but I'll show you down here. So stabiliser legs are what they say they are, stabiliser legs. They're not jacks. They've got a little roll pin inside that's only a couple of mils wide that can break. These are the things that you can put in to wind up and down. So you've got your, and you probably all know about these anyway, and then you've got your drill, and then you've got your impact driver. Now you've got to be very careful, because with an impact driver, if you go to the extent and you're still pushing, you're going to smash everything up inside. Drills are good, they're a bit slower, and that is good, but it's slower because you're doing it manually. So what you've got to be careful of is that when you're actually camping and you're using the water inside your caravan, the weight distribution of your caravan changes. So you'll probably find that if you're using the water in the front tanks of the caravan over here, then you're going to get extra weight coming down on your rear stabilisers. So if you're trying to get them off, then you're putting a lot of pressure on the little cogs there to get it off. So before you actually try to undo them, especially if you're using a drill, make sure your caravan's level again and that all the weight is actually taken off the stabiliser bars. You don't take them off to service them, but it's a lot easier to fix one if it is actually damaged. So basically there's a C section here that's actually welded to your caravan, and then you've got two bolts that go through there with nylon nuts on the other side. That's what it looks like with the nuts actually taken out and put back in so I don't lose them. But that's it there. I've taken it off to have a look at it, and I'll show you what I found. So this is the leg, stabiliser leg taken off the caravan. It's got a dust cover either side, and there's also a little bolt that goes through to stop them if they fall off on rough roads and stuff like that. So what happened to this one is it was spinning, and the reason it was spinning is because the cog here was broken. So the actual cog was broken, and when it broke, it actually flew out and hit this dust cover as well. So I've been able to source a new cog. That's where the roller pin goes in, but really that's the breaking point there. See, just there. So that's what's happened with this one here, and that's the little pin that goes in. So basically it's got to go into here. This is the bolt that goes through. This is actually the end where you wind it. So that's got to go through here like this. The cog then goes on there, and the roller pin actually goes through onto there. So let's see if we can get that back together. So if you have a look at the top there, it's flat, and that actually coincides with the flatness on the shaft here where the hole is. So I've actually just tapped that roll pin in, and yeah, it looks pretty good on both sides. Now all I need to do is put some grease in it. I actually went to bed last night thinking I'd done such a good job with the leg. You know how you get a feeling that something's not quite right? Well, I think I've mucked up big time. I'll show you what happened. So, trap for new players. Can you see what's wrong here? Everything I did was correct, except that bolt there should have gone in that way, and looks like I'm going to have to pull it apart again and try again. That looks a little bit better. So I had to take the pin out, and when I tried to take the pin out, I tried to use center punch, but because there's actually a hole in the pin, it was just pushing it against. So what I did was I got a nail, a fairly large nail, and I actually cut the end off, and then that just sat straight on there, and I was able to hammer the pin out without damaging it, turned it all around, And now we need to put some grease on it. So I'm going to be using my grease that I use for my caravan wheel bearings. You can actually use any normal grease. It doesn't have to be the high temperature stuff, because that's definitely not going to be going around at high temperature. And basically all you do is get some on your finger and start pushing it down into the cogs. A bit similar to what you do with your bearings. Definitely a rubber glove job here. And when I've got that in a little bit like that, what I do is I get my drill and I put my drill in, and then I bring it around to an area where there's cogs again. Then I get some more of my grease and I put it in. So you can do the same sort of thing if you're servicing these under your caravan. Just take your little red dust guards off, chuck it in there, get your drill again, give it a little bit of a turn. You can see that it's getting right in very nicely there. And I just end up with a tad more, and that'll be it. Then it's just basically wipe up the excess. Probably check the other side, and job's done. So the next step is to put the cover plates on either side. I had a lot of trouble trying to get these plates. So I originally tried to use one of these from Bunnings. The size there is not a standard size, so I was thinking of maybe using some silicone around the outside. Other people suggested just a piece of plastic and silicone, or someone even suggested cut a bit of your thong and put it in there. Thank goodness for Scott at Everwood Caravan Repairs, Fredericton, New South Wales. He came to my aid and has provided 2 of these covers. I checked him out on Facebook. He's got a 5-star rating. He's got 20 years experience. He does all caravans and RVs. He also does emergency and on-site repairs. So when you actually put this in, there's the 2 holes, and notice there, they're actually on different sides. So you've just got to make sure that when you actually put one in, that it's going straight down and not on the side where the cog is. Otherwise, they're not going to line up and you're not going to be able to get your bolt back in. So all you need to do is slide it in and push it down. A little tap to make sure that it goes in. Just like that. Then turn it over. Again, making sure that Alco is actually going to be up the right way, which then puts this hole directly in line with the hole below. So you just put it down here, make sure one side's in, give it a little tap. That's in. And then all we need to do is put the bolt in the bottom, bring it to the top, like that, and then put the little nut on that's got a nylon washer inside it, and then do it up. And that's it, ready to go back on the caravan. Thanks again, Scott, really appreciate your support, mate. All I need to do is remember where I left those bolts, put it up, put the bolt through, put the other one through, make sure it goes right through, sticking out, put my bolts back on, just a case of doing them up. One last little tighten just to make sure. Yep, she's a goer. Hopefully you'll never have to actually do that yourself if you're careful with your levelling legs. But if you do, I hope the video shows you how to do it both the wrong way and then eventually to do it the right way. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this channel and let me know what you think about more information on how to fix things. So send us some ideas that you'd like me to investigate and I'd be happy to do them. Have a good one. Bye.